Good morning, and welcome to our live trading session. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for another day today. We thank you for all of your blessings. We thank you for all of your goodness and your kindness and your grace and your mercy. Father, I thank you for all of your provisions. I thank you so much for my family and for my friends. Father, help me to be grateful for every little bit of money that I'm able to pull into the market, out of the market today. I ask for wisdom and discernment and good discipline and strength for anyone else that's trading along today. And I pray that today would be a really good day today. Amen. I'm going to quickly put MT5 on for a sec. I'm just going to give this a tiny bit more of a breather. I moved these stop losses down just a few minutes ago. But I want this market to have just a little bit of breathing room up here to come up a third time and do something funny up here. I also reactionarily kind of just placed a trade too. Habitually. It was pulling back pretty quick. It was a snappy pullback up, and I want it to be able to go and test this up here a third time before taking out this position, which is still running from during the night. Okay, so that was all I just wanted to get on there first. I'm gonna go back and because I'm gonna place a trade up here. All right, like this. All right, now let's go back and check the news. Okay, today we got yellow folders through the London. Just some yellow stuff, yellow folders. A little bit on the Frank. Board member Martin was speaking on the Frank at the London Open. We'll see if that did anything, his speech. And then on the Frank again. So on the dollar, we've got current account at 830. Difference in value between imported and exported goods, services, income flows, and unilateral transfers during the previous quarter. I'm just not that familiar with that current account. Bureau of Economic Analysis. Okay, I feel like that seems pretty important. It's just only a yellow folder. We'll see what happens at 8:30, half an hour. And then 9 a.m. we've got the S&B quarterly bulletin on the Frank, Belgian, just some yellow folders here. Oh, US dollar, 10 a.m. on the US dollar, we got new home sales. Man, I could have swore that was an orange folder also a little while ago. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. Pretty sure that was also an orange folder, but they're just yellow folders, so. Just little bits of stuff here, nothing high impact at the moment. And then tonight on the Aussie, we've got employment change, unemployment rate. So that should be some good trading for tonight, or for some people that's tomorrow. But that's usually good. I like trading during that stuff, so that should be good. But nothing really to look out for that's forecasted for now. And we just took profit on that one. Oh, sorry, I gotta go flip over to MT5. Getting ahead of myself here. So we just took profit on that one too. So I actually just took profit on a couple of those pullbacks. Just as I opened the computer, I moved my position. I secured it down into here and took a couple positions. Here, I'll show you. Took a couple, right? I took one here. I took off one of these longer term ones on this extension. So you saw it took profit on my take profit on my small scalp as it extended right into these lows. I took off one of these longer term trades from last night. And here we are coming back down. It's kind of like a third top. It's like a wonky head and shoulders with a lower right shoulder. They're usually not the strongest setup, but they're still head and shoulders. So we do have a head and shoulders following a major down pressure. So this is looking good to keep these trades on. So I'm actually just gonna get rid of that trade, that limit order I'd placed. I'm just gonna snug these up just a little. Actually, I might even come down here. Let's see what the 5 minute is. The 5 minute chart here. Yeah, let's. Couple minutes, we might be able to secure it just down here. So we'll pull these. I'm gonna just leave these here for the moment. Give it a little bit of breathing room, but it's looking like it's gonna make another breakdown, which is good. So got a lot of stuff going on here, but let's go break down the euro dollar from the daily first. So let's just go get rid of all the objects and the trade history. And let's go to the daily. Okay, been looking at this consolidation on the daily chart now for a year. This period in here, 1.139 is what I was saying. 1.139 is there. That has been in consolidation since back here. April or May, wherever you want to call it, starting at maybe here or there. But we've been well over a year in this consolidation, or you can maybe say it's over here on this pivot or something. For about a year, this has been in consolidation now, and we're just starting to finally break to the downside. We are seeing a lot of, at the moment, we're seeing some follow through on this down leg. We could still see a pullback in here before a continuation down, that's for sure. But what's interesting is the time of year at the moment, and the summer months are in. We might just see a downward grind with not much volatility. So we could still get a good pullback. We could even get a bounce back up to try and save this zone and get it to come back up into here. But at the moment, we're really putting a lot of emphasis and a lot of push to get through and create a new leg to the downside and potentially a new consolidation zone somewhere other than here. Let's just also measure, we'll measure this on the hourly too. I want to see what this leg is. It's about 294 pips now. So let's go down to the hourly. We'll get a more accurate measurement. $280 pips we've got on this leg, and it's just still pushing down. A lot of downward pressure, lots of shorting opportunities, but not actually a lot of volatility through this leg. It's been just enough for anybody that's, if anybody was trading this short, it'd be hard to lose on it, that's for sure, because it's just been pushing and grinding down. So even if you over allocated, you didn't even know what you were doing, you probably still would have made money on this leg. So that would have been good for a lot of people going short. When I say that, we didn't really get legs like this in here, where we had this pullback of 50 pips. Like, we haven't had any of those through here. This was just that initial news last week at FOMC, Wednesday. Oh, so this is a week ago now, actually. That down push is a week ago. And we had a couple of these bigger, this is what I would call volatility through here. These were good up and down moves, good counter, lots of opportunities to make money. It's a 30 pip move back up. And so this is pretty somewhat decent through here for this time of year anyway. But then we've got just this more consistent downward grinding push with little volatility. There's definitely little opportunities through these areas, just not the 20 and the 30 pip moves back and forth. So anyway, it's gonna probably be safer to stay on the short side, especially if we don't have a lot of volatility with those counter moves to come back. So we're gonna end the 15-minute chart. This was the London Open through here. I woke up because I often have to feed my cat at this time. And so as this was happening, I was trying to catch a pullback here and I shorted it. Just had a quick look at my position, grabbed some more shorts. As we had this rejection to the upside, it actually had closed a couple of my trades because when I went to bed, as it formed this zone through here, I'm gonna go to the 5-minute chart, look at it in a little bit more detail. As it was forming in here, this was becoming a really good spot for an up leg to turn. And so I started securing a lot of yesterday's position, this position over here. Maybe I'll put that on here now, put those trade history lines back on. So I started bringing those orders, stop losses down to secure the position. So it ended up popping through and closing most of yesterday's position. There's still one hanging on. But I didn't want that to turn and end up having an up leg. So I closed out there for just to secure it, which was the thing to do. I don't regret it. It's absolutely what you want to do in a situation like that. It ended up coming back down. And so then once that rejection move came in and I ended up waking up, I put on trades like for 10 minutes I was awake. I ended up just putting a few on at the London Open and then caught the down leg. Just barely missed my stop loss right here. My stop losses were right under this pivot, or sorry, right behind that pivot there. And it literally just barely tapped them without closing them. So that was kind of really a close call, and glad that the trade is still running. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades running from the London Open through till now, and they're trying to make a break lower again. So glad to hang on to those. But as I saw this extension come down as I woke up, or got to the computer here, I took some profit, because it is always good to take profits on the extensions, especially as it was coming into these lows. So on this cycle, this market had moved down 10, 11 pips. So that was a really good spot to take money on in the extension. So I took one off through there. And here we are. We've got a good pile of trades creating some equity in the account right now. We've got $386 in the account locked in. We've got another good bunch in equity rolling in favor. We'll see if we can carry that through the next down leg, if that's what we're going to get. It sure feels like we're going to get another down leg. So we'll secure those trades in. So the 5 minute. Yeah, okay, so we should bring these down behind this candle. In case we get a bounce back up, we could see this market we could see it kind of come down here and then also still bounce back up, get kind of like a false break, and then we could get a rip and move back up here. So I definitely want to secure this position and not give up too much profit if it's going to do that. I kind of hope it just rips down, but got to be prepared for anything through here. This is a good spot for a false break or a whipsaw, or a liquidity sweep, as some people call it. There's a lot of names for the same thing. So I'm just going to secure these trades in here, lock in that profit. I'm going to just, I guess I can leave that there for now. We'll see if we get this breakout, and then we can secure that position even tighter. A couple more minutes. Nice. This is looking good. Actually, I'm just going to secure this a little bit tighter than I had it on the 1 minute chart here. There. Perfect. All right, we're in good shape. So this is a really good market open. This is kind of like just before the open, actually. But this is great volatility, man. If we get more of this, if we get a leg that rips down and then we get some more of that stuff, it's going to be good trading. I think as we enter in, like on the daily chart here, we're really going to see a lot of players piling in on the short side, because there's free space to trade here. This is open, free for all shorts, because we've got this stuff is over a year ago now. So we've got some new players entering into the market. We should get some more energy because of the area that we're trading in, which is great, fantastic. Hopefully we get new players and some new volatility. Whoa. What the? Oh, that market just snapped back up. Oh man, that was kind of surprising. See, here we go. I thought for sure that was about to break down, but we've got this buyers coming in aggressively here. We might get this leg ripping up to protect it. That's exactly why I wanted to secure that there, in case we get this upward leg. So we'll see what happens. It absolutely might not, though. We might still have a chance for a breakdown. Maybe I secured it a little too tight, but I don't know. Whatever, we'll see. Just took profit anyway. So now we're at 426 booked into the account. Super solid way to start out the session. You gotta be cognizant that it's easy to get overconfident and think that you're something special when stuff like that happens when you book a big chunk of money in. So you got to check yourself at the door and say, I'm just going to keep following my rules. Doesn't matter what happened before or after. It's good to be positive, feel good, you won, but let's not let it turn into I'm the man and just stay stoic over the situation. Good morning, David. How's it going? If you realize I've been ranting now for, ranting for 20 minutes. Sorry if I missed you come in. I just had a lot to talk about, I guess. It's kind of funny. Anyway, good start to the session. Locked in some profits. And let's see what else happens. So I was keeping that one trade on just to let it run a little bit further. So I'll probably keep this one here. And then my trade from yesterday, we can bring that one down too. That one's still way up there. So I think we should bring that one down here too. If we're going to get back over these highs, then we've got this bottom here. We've got another bottom here. And then if we bottomed here and then popped up and broke these, that's like a 1, 2, 3 triple bottom and actually overextension on one of them, which would be a really good setup for this market to have an up leg. So I'm just watching intently for any opportunity for the bulls to come and try and save the euro dollar, because like it's not looking so good for the euro right now. The dollar is just running and starting to really build strength. And so at any given point, we could get a last ditch effort to save the euro. And that could be an aggressive rip back up. So I'm just watching carefully, intently for that to happen, playing the defense in case that shows up. So keeping that in the back of my mind, but otherwise I'm going to still stay to the short side until we see those aggressive buyers come in. But even if they do come in, there's still going to be some heavy duty bears coming in to knock it back down at some point. But we'll watch for any chart patterns that give us the reason to think we might see one of those aggressive legs come in to the upside. All is well. Looks and sounds good so far this morning. Nice. Yeah, it looks like we got some good energy in the market. Have some good opportunities for some trades. Maybe I'm going to have a quick look at the dollar yen. Got a lot of chop going on. What do we have here for price cycles? That one there is 6 pips. So not a lot. There's some movement here, small movement. It's more, I would say at the moment anyway, it's more of if you've got more of a consolidation strategy, you'd probably, well, you can always do any strategy that works, but I see it as lots of chop, and so consolidation technique or strategy would probably be good. But because it's been coiling back and forth for so long, we could see a pretty good leg breakout. Well, either direction, but I'm kind of thinking that bull pressure still in here. So we had a break out of this zone, pretty good break up. Right in there. We've bounced back down and are retesting that. We did retest it, and we're kind of getting triggers on the 15-minute here for a potential leg up. But then we've got this overhead resistance now also, so How much room do we have from there to there? You've got about 9 pips to that. So we could find maybe a double top, come in here, and then we do round over, or we get a continuation of all this stuff in here. But this leg right here, we're actually getting really close to breaking that trend in there. So we got to break out of that consolidation and a bounce off the trend. But if it comes down and breaks that, we could see a pretty good leg to the downside. So I don't know. Definitely, if you can handle 5 and 6 pip legs back and forth, you're in a sweet spot. That's for sure. It looks like it's just gaining some players this morning. As this was through London, not a lot going on, and then we're seeing some bigger market moves now coming in here just in the last hour. We've got some bigger moves starting to enter in. Okay, euro dollar's bumping back down. Gonna try and make another attempt to the downside. Range established. For David's range is established. I shouldn't have said the things I said on the dollar yen. I don't want to interfere with how you're going to get in here. So the range is established on the open, right? Man, I can't remember how the range is established. That looks like that could be, I think, the range. And so you could be going either long or short here. If you're going short, you could potentially get your leg back down to here, which could be 5 or 6 pips back down. Oh, but you still need a trigger, right? You've got your range established, and then you need your trigger. Which way are you going, David? I don't even know which way you'd be going on this. Or you got to wait for it because you don't know which way. Your range has been established, and you got to wait to see how it reacts now. I'm really interested to see what you do with this one and how it plays out. Opening range. Yeah, so did I mark it out kind of like the opening range? Bullish bias, waiting for direction. Okay, yeah, nice. I think that's good. Okay. Looking to, it's applying a ton of pressure right here in the euro dollar back to the downside again. You know, that if that leg right there was too fast to make that turn, and I probably shouldn't have put my stop losses there, because it snapped up so aggressively that it was asking for bears to come and stomp back down on it. So there it goes. This chair is driving me insane. Keeps creaking on me. All right, we got those bears coming in heavily. That's an 8 pip leg now. See if it can close down below this range. See if it can close and stay below here. And if so, then should see some more follow through on the short side. I'm going to go short with it if it pulls back enough. It's 3 pips there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure these positions down here. And now if it pops back up, there's a really good opportunity for an up leg there, so we'll just secure the profits there. That should be good. Do I want to be a little bit, give it a little bit more? Nah. I'm just thinking if this thing has to ride back up. Well, actually, yeah, I want it just under. I'm seeing these pivots here. I want the market to be able to bump back into these and not take out my trade. So let's, this is where I'm looking to see how, if and when the market pushes down and then comes back up over here, how will it stay under, if it will. So I'm just trying to include all these little points into my analysis as to why I'm staying in the trade on a pullback. That's definitely going to be an influence over here. And then each one of these will play a role in holding that market down, if it's going to hold it down. So from yesterday's trade, how far is that thing run now? So from all the way back there, that thing is running 66 pips. So it's double the profit there. $33, we got 66 pips. It's a good trade. And great positioning on it too. So did the dollar yen give a trigger then? Are we getting the long trigger right now on the yen? Direction established? Yep. Okay, got the direction, but maybe not the trigger yet. Let me see if I can remember. So I think we've got the bullish bias now. I don't know if this counts because we need the market to come back down and retest the breakout, right? So we got to come down and then we get a trigger. So this is starting to come back down and try it right now. And then you'll find a trigger on the 1 minute bar, probably somewhere up in here at this point, or maybe if it drops down, we might find another trigger a little bit lower. Am I remembering that right, David? Is that how it works? So pull back to test the range, and then look for the trigger to get in for a potential leg up. Is that how it goes? Waiting for a retest. Yeah, okay. Okay. Retesting pretty heavily. Like it's really smashing that. Yep, okay. So we'll see if we get a bounce back up off this. There's a pretty deep pullback on that move. I like that the direction is in line with the bias, with your bias. Yeah, retesting. Cool. So hopefully you get a nice entry in here. But you never know, if it pushes too deep, then it becomes invalid, right? Yeah, the energy is dying off, which leads me to believe we're going to stay to the short side. So I'm going to add a short in here. Then I'll get into another one up here, second layer. Coming back down to almost nab that, take profit. Nice. That was a perfect pullback into the trade and then popped back down and took the profit. That was like a 1 minute trade or less. So that was good. Sorry if I had I had to just open up a couple windows for a second. All right, let's go back and look at the dollar yen. Oh, okay, nice. So yeah, it looks like you've got a trigger in there, right? Is David triggered in? Entry confirmed on the wick and close outside of range. Nice. Sweet, that looks like a good trade. I like that. Because that longer term push with the euro dollar pushing down right now, the dollar gaining strength, that looks like a beauty trade. Looks good. And it's immediately pushing into your favor. That's what you want. There's players that are doing the same thing there with your trade. That's cool. Nice. Look at it pushing immediately. Okay, so now we've got a leg up, 5, almost 6 pips. And so now is a good time, in consideration with all the other price cycles over the past couple hours, there's a good chance that this will pull back a little bit. And if it doesn't, and we see a double price cycle, that's a really strong indication that it'll get some more follow through. So now we got one price cycle in comparison to all these other ones. They're like 6 pips. We've got a 6 pip run right now. So let's see if it can push into a double price cycle run. If that's the case, then you're in for should be in for a good push in continuation. So here's the pullback. This is where it should pull back. Yep, right on schedule with that 6 pips. But now we also got this little gap in here. It's probably going to be people are going to respond with more bulls coming back in. So from pivot low to pivot high, yep, well, 5.5 pips. Not quite 6. But it is a perfect spot for it to do a little pullback. Okay. Wow, euro dollar still pushing down. Dang, no, I'm not bummed. I was gonna say I'm bummed about tapping out on there, but those things happen. All right, if I get a decent pullback into here, I'm just getting all over the short now. So I'm gonna get in here as we bump into this zone. Here. And then probably another spot here, or do I need to go all the way up to here? See how much room. Another 3 or 4 pips, and then another. So I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3 layers in here, and then if it keeps running, I gotta wait and then add bigger stacks of trades up in here. So then we'll go here to fix that trade. If it runs back up here, then this is gonna be definitely trying to fix it through this range. If this just pops and starts running up here, I should get lots of bears coming in to help me to get the move back down to here, and one price cycle in my favor, and then the trade would be should be safe. Good. So that's going to be the last layer up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just need to actually take these trades light so that I can place more emphasis on them up here. So rather than going 1 and then 2 and then 4, I'm going to go 1 and then 1 and then 2. So that I'm nice and light down here in case it rallies and runs all the way back. So I'm going to play it lighter down here just so I've got lots of leverage in my account to fix it, to fix the trade. So I'll get ready to get into a second one, which I'm fine with too. I'm fine if it wants to do that. It might be a good opportunity to make money if it gets all the way up there. Just might need to get another spot in here. Yeah, so I just got to play really light down here. Not familiar with how to close partials on MetaTrader for the challenge. Oh, okay. I'm actually not too sure either, because I always just have multiple trades in order for me to do that. Let me see here. I think modify or delete. I would think that you'd do it in here to close a partial, but maybe not. Well, nothing that the AI can't help you with. If you just look that up, I'm sure you can find out if there is a way to close partials. Now I'm interested to see if you can. I just never do it that way. So I've been trading this for such a long time, and I don't even know how you close partials. But I never do it that way. No. Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, okay. So in order to close the position in MetaTrader 5, you need to execute a standard market close, but change the volume. Or do I need to... I don't want to accidentally close my positions right now, but when I do, I might try and do it myself. So I think you might... No, because if you just close it, it's just going to close it, right? Oh, so if I came down to my depth of market here and I reduced my volume, would that close a partial part of mine, maybe? Oh, there, see, there's the trade that it wants to close. So if I, so number 96, which is up there. Okay, let's see if I can do this bottom one then. So on 87, if I go and select number 87, it's in 0.5. So what if I go and just, can I close a 0.1? Oops, no, that's 0.01. What happens if I close? No, it just closed the whole thing. I'm glad I did it with that one. So that's not how you do it. Years of trading this platform and I don't know how to close a partial. Yeah, the internet tells you how to do it. I'm just still not getting it. Go to the trade tab located at the bottom. Your screen in the toolbox window, double click on the open position you want to partially close. There we go. So now you change the volume here. That's how you do it. So I just needed to double click on the position. You can change the volume right here and then close the partial. See there, it's changing. You're closing whatever volume number you're putting in. So that's how you do it right there. Yeah, and it says to click the yellow close or close with profit button at the bottom. So that was how you do that. Okay, now with this leg down, for me, I technically should be pulling these trades down, but I'm gonna start trailing probably behind 15-minute candles. With these longer term trades. So I'm gonna let these ones ride out for a little bit longer. And I'll just secure them right behind the 15-minute candles. So I'll go and do that with this one for those two trades. And then if we can get that candle to close in a bearish way, then I'd secure it behind that one. Oh, well, yeah, I appreciate you saying don't worry about it, but I just really wanted to know for myself too. That trade was going to hit, it closed at like 2 pips instead of 3 pips, so I didn't really care. There'll be lots more of those. Could probably actually take one here. We got this bottom here, and we're pulling back. That is 3 pips right in there. Still pushing down. I'm going to wait for a little bit more, a little bit bigger pullback to get into the short. What's going on with that yen? Nice, getting some longer term pressure, just pushing it up. That's looking awesome. So you get in somewhere around here, I think. So you could maybe, I'm not quite sure, but you might be taking part of a position up here. Definitely want to start taking some as you get up to this spot. But on the other hand, you might want to let some keep going. However you do that. So would you take profit on some of the position on that leg? Oh, there's some energy coming in right now. Okay, I'm going to get short here. The euro dollar. And yeah, you're getting out at 161.75, 161.75, 161.75. Yeah, okay, right in there. That looks perfect. It's actually looking like it's gonna, oh, we're just bumping into it. Looks like it's gonna break higher. It is like really consistent. Like we had this really consistent grind down through here. And then what's cool is you're getting a little bit quicker response to the bull side, but also really consistent push back up. But notice also that it's quicker. We had this move down slower, this move up with a little bit more speed. So that's a great indication that you get some more follow through on that trade. You just bumped into that 161.750. Hopefully taking a little profit. But this is great price action for some more up, some follow through to the upside. Spit it out, Josh. First take profit hit, locked in 50% position. Nice. You're in for a good start of the day. I'm just going to keep leaving my take profits on for now, just because we had that pretty good expansion. And so after you get a pretty good expansion, follows contraction. So we had 14 pip run down, and then we got some contraction. So I'm going to just let it hit targets through this area. And then we may get another leg down, but we'll see. I'm going to let it just do its thing now. I've still got trades on to the short side if it wants to keep going down. This is in really good shape to keep going though. I'm looking for a quick snapback. I'm going to be all over that short if it snaps back up quick. We're just rolled into the new hour, so we got probably an hour bar that's closing really strong. Yep. Strong bullish hour bar close. That's on the euro dollar. Let's see what the yen. Pull up the hour chart on the yen. And a beautiful strong bullish bar and a 3-bar reversal on the hour chart too. So that's a really good sign. You're just getting the hour traders coming in with their trigger. It closed as a 3-bar reversal. So this is a really good spot to find some follow through. I mean, it doesn't have to, never does. But a lot of things lining up right now for it to continue up. Got this trend line, we got the 3-bar reversal. Looking good. Oh, look at that candle. How about the euro dollar? Get down to the 1-minute chart. And I'm missing the entry. No, I'm not. It's smaller than I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that was a big bar. Did that tap you out of your trade? I wonder if that was enough to tap you out. It'd be kind of a bummer if it did. I mean, I guess not, because you made profit on the trade. Oh, it didn't quite tap you out? Is that what you're saying? You're still in that trade? Was it close to tapping you out for a break even? Or no, you wouldn't have, sorry, when you said locked in 50% of position, you closed half of it. You didn't move your stop loss up yet. Is that right? $161.66. 161.66. There. Okay, yeah, you got lots of breathing room. Good. Because that down move now is like a trampoline. That should give it the momentum to keep going now. Because we got that hour bar close in favor. We got this really aggressive attempt back down. This is like a trampoline move going down to just jump back up. So that's good. That's pretty much even better now that we've had that move. And I just hit my take profit on that one too. Just chipping away, putting some just little bits into the account. Gonna go for another leg down. It might. Dollar yen might keep going up. We'll see. It's a pretty good opportunity. Pretty much gotten correlation between the two, or negative correlation, doing the same mirror image thing. Euro tried to rally up, got smashed back down immediately. Stop loss is half the range right now. It will adjust its break even once the second target has been reached. Nice. That sounds good. And looking pretty positive to get there. That second position. So I'm going to try and just show you my FTMO stats. See if I can do that. Okay, there's GUI trade. See if I can go over to my account. There it is. So this is since Wednesday of last week. I've never in my life had stats this good. This is since I started letting those trades run and not taking profits on as fast on most of them. And like really setting those levels in place and stacking my trades in perfect sizing on all those levels and then just letting those trades run. I've had little losses through here, maybe a couple losses in there and then like some more losses, but the losses have been super manageable. And these are by far the best stats I've ever had. So now I'm feeling like the adjustment that I made last Wednesday, I can't even believe my max daily loss is 0.3%, which is crazy. It does help a lot that the euro's in a downtrend. Like it's always easier to make money and risk less, but this way of trading has improved my stats in the prop trading by quite a bit. I've got a Sharpe ratio of 1.85, which I think is pretty good. I'm not totally sure. I think if you're above 1 or something, it's pretty good, Sharpe ratio. But yeah, my stats and my days of wins, this is by far my best trading. And it's just that little adjustment with letting the trades run to get more of a one-to-one risk to reward ratio. I'm almost halfway done this challenge in the first stage, and I've only lost 0.3%, which is wild. At some point that should bump back up to 0.5% or 1% loss at some point, but for now, it's looking good. So I'm not trying to show that to brag. I'm just showing the improvement that has happened since Wednesday. It's a good system. It's taking a lot of practice to trade that way, but the system's working really well. All right. Go back to here. And put a short trade on. Oh, why did that not go back? Go back to MT5. That's awesome. Yeah. Thanks, man. Holy cow. It feels good to be in that shape after the weeks and months and years. And it's cool too because the summer is harder to make money. It's lower volatility, there's less opportunities. So if I'm getting that type of performance out of like not so great conditions, then that's a really good sign. Okay, why is it not going back to MT5? There we go. Just put a short trade on a minute ago. And I'm just using take profits during this consolidation phase. But if it pulls back a whole bunch, I'll be stacking my trades on all those levels, and then I'll take the take profits off and then just let them run to their levels and get much better risk to reward that way. Yeah, been at it a long time, man. Whew. Yeah, over 10 years now. I think it was 10 years in October of last year. And I think you're over 8 or come up on 9 or something too, right? That's grit and persistence. I haven't met a professional trader that had an easy way of getting to the point of where they're successful. It's always been a lot of practice, a lot of effort, a lot of commitment to get there. Just missed that. Wow, the market even crossed that take profit and didn't quite take it. Nine years at the beginning of last April for you. Speaks a lot to your character when someone can keep at it for that long. Joined Apiary April 4th, 2017. Nice. And so I guess I was just about a year ahead at Apiary Fund. Man, it is so cool. Someone that hangs on that long, there's not many people that do that. That's a lot of character to be able to ride through that and keep going and going and going and going. It's what it takes to make it. How's that dollar yen going? Still grinding up. It's kind of building a pretty good little wedge in here. Right in here now, so if it wants to go up again, it could get a pretty good pop, or maybe this rounds over on these little points. Right in here, you kind of got like 3 little tops in here. See if that carries it down, or I still feel quite bullish on the whole situation. And you've got lots of room to your stop loss, so it could be a whole bunch of time for it to get to your stop loss or make another leg up. That is a small range. 3 pips. Whoa. I'm going to take profits off. Go to that layer of 4 there. That's a lofty push back up. The bears should come back at that one pretty good. And is that same thing going on the dollar yen? Kind of, not to the same extent though. Euro dollars just got more energy at the moment. Okay, we'll see if we can close those long-term trades out, or if this level, if there's going to be the bears that come back down and smash that. That was a super quick snap up, so I think we're going to see the bears come back at that one. At any point, like, I'm glad to stack into these trades because at any point we should get a nice leg back down. But we could be about to take profit on those longer term trades now. So we'll see. It's a good spot for a bounce back down. There's the trend line. As I draw that trend line in, I'm wondering if I want to save these trades for longer. Like I've got lots of room for those if I want to. Right in there. Like I could push these up just a bit to allow for that trend line to come in. It's only 3 pips, and it could be the difference between hanging on for much longer. I think I'm gonna let those ride up a little bit further, up behind that pivot point right there. And just get rid of those. Yeah, I'm gonna go behind this pivot with those longer term trades. Right there. That way it allows for the trend line to come in, this whole resistance zone. So I just want to give it a little bit of breathing room because there's a good, really good spot right in here. Okay, all this overhead resistance right in here. If it can bust through all that, then we'll exit those long-term trades. And then I'll be fixing those short-term trades with trades up here. So we'll see. I think we should see at least some kind of a leg bounce down to here maybe, and then a retracement up. So we should see a leg back down. So from pivot low to current pivot high, 15 pip run back up, 15 pip run up against the downtrend. You can see it really getting pushed back down right in all this zone here. It's going to be hard for it to get through with today's pressure. And we're at the market open right now, so this could also be a good chance for a reversal. Stock market just opened. Okay, really riding into that trend line now. Can it push through? We've got this last little resistance point, or support, overhead resistance right here. Last little pivot. See if it can do it. It's almost there. Wow. There we go. Close those long-term trades. So those ones earned $28 on the one and $10 on the other. So they went for a good run. I'm surprised it got through that trend. Okay, so I've got 4 there, so I'm going to get into 8, 16, and 32. I want to get into 8, 16. I want to start fading into 8 here. So 1. Going to take profit off. I'm going to just put this to 0 here. I'm going to fade into 8 of them in this zone. I'm going to just take all these lines off. It's just getting too messy. Just too much going on here. You can see what I'm doing. All right, that last level is there. Man, that trend line is still in here. Definitely still intact with the trend line. So I need to get in 8. $16.32. So I'm playing it super light down here, which is good. David, you've got a 6 pip range. Oh, wow, yeah. In a 6 pip range on the dollar yen, and we just ran up 15 pips on the euro dollar. $18 pip run up. I should have gone into a bit. I still want to get into more if it gives me a chance. Rejection candle on the 1 minute again, right in here. Man, I wanted to get in a little bit more. Be such a bummer if it if that was the pivot point for those longer term trend trades. But I guess if it comes down and then rallies back up, at that point I'd be happy that they're off. Okay, I'm looking to get into another one of those 8 trades because it's really having a problem getting back up. So I'm going to add the second one here on the 8. So I've got 6 more to add up in here. Six more up here. And that allows me to just scatter some more trades to find the pivot. Wherever it may be. All right, it's really stalling out here in the euro dollar, just running right out of steam. A really aggressive shot upward, and we should see bears come in to turn that around. Here they come. If it runs down too quick and it gets down to here at a really fast rate, I'll just close a bunch, maybe half the position, or maybe all of it, or most of it, if it just were to shoot down really quick. But if it starts closing and building down, we'll start securing the profits in behind the candles. Okay, so I'm at the break-even point right here. And we're seeing that response. We actually got a kind of like a head and shoulders right in here. I'm gonna zoom in. It's not a great one. shoulder there. Top here. And another shoulder over here. Okay, we're getting a close right at these lows. Body close even below some of that there, so that's a good sign to just hold for now. And how much time we got? We got a couple more minutes on this 5-minute candle. So right about the break-even point, right around here for this trade setup. So if I can find a pivot point right here, then eventually I'll secure it somewhere around here. All right, just a few more seconds on the 5-minute candle. We'll see how that closes. Okay, so I'm not at break even anymore. Oh, it's quite the rally back up. Okay, see how that 5-minute candle closed with a big wick on the downside now. So maybe we're going for another leg up. So I'm going to add 6 more trades as it runs up into here. 6 more in there. Then there'll be, so that'll be a total of 8 for this layer. Then I'll add 16 at this layer. Then I'll add 32 at that layer. And at any given point with one price cycle back, we'll get into profits really quickly. Or break even, at least break even. And if it's running up like up there and there's a lot of energy behind it, I'll just take a break even if I can pull back and get that break even, because it's more important to preserve the capital than it is to try and make money. I could recycle some of these trades too, because we're in consolidation again. Like I could have just taken some profits on some of these. But I want to see if I can catch one down leg with the whole position on. Because I haven't had one of those since... Oh no, I guess I got one last night. I did get one on last night from here. Okay, so on the 1 minute chart, we're getting a price cycle all the way back up to these highs. So this is a good spot for it to turn around, not for it to continue up. Because we've run from pivot low to pivot high. We're almost at 10 pips right here. So I'm going to probably add trades a little bit earlier, because this will be a zone that will be good for turning around, not for having a bigger leg up. So I'll add one here. 2. So now we've got 4 more trades in here. I'm using these price cycles to try and give me the best edge that I can get as to where this thing's going to pivot around. And after a 10 pip leg, we don't usually get continuation, we usually get a turn. Okay, here comes the turn, potentially. We've got this one little apex candle right here. So if we can get a close below that one, then that would be a turn and a 3-bar reversal. Looks like it's going to try and make another run higher. We're coming up to the top of the hour, where we often see a reversal also. The next 5 minutes or so, or over the course of next 5-10 minutes, we could see. Okay, so there's another push higher. So I've got 4 more. So I've got 1, and I'm thinking we'll find a pivot somewhere in here, not necessarily all the way up to this one. So I got 3 more trades. Run from pivot low. We've now run 11 pips up. Three more. And we took out the previous high on that 1 minute. I'm gonna get these things off. These arrows off now. So we took out that high right there. Okay, I'm gonna go into another one. We've got 2 more trades left. Okay, now I have 1 more trade left. right there. Okay, so that's it for my fourth layer. So now I've got 8 trades in here, so now I can go up to 16 under this line and all the way up to 32 to my stop loss. So those will be much heavier stacks up in there. Giving me a pivot down will get me very close to break even or profits. So this layer of like 4 and then 8, they're blended together a little bit. Just scattered trying to find this turn. That's fine. The next layers will be a little bit more defined. So now we've had a pivot low here, all the way up to here. We've got a 14 pips, a 14 pip run. That's a big run. So here, that's actually a good, here, let's look at this. So we got from pivot low to pivot high, we've got 18 pips. And then on this one, we've got 14 pips. So a little bit, we've almost got a measured move again. It's just a little bit less. And it should be because it's going against all that trend. So we got an 18 pip run and a pullback and then a 14 pip run. So see pullback, we might see maybe then an 8 pip run back up, find another pivot and then a turn, or maybe we see the turn come in here. A couple minutes to the new hour, so this is a good spot for it to pivot around and have a reversal in the hour. So at some point, I'm going to find that point, that pivot point, and get my way maneuver out of the losses. Lots of opportunities from now up until here to find a wobble or a maneuver out. So we'll see. If we can just get a big leg all the way back down here, I would just probably take the position off. If we had a big snap down, I'd just be getting ready to take the position off for profits. But if we start turning slowly and building and creating a nicer turn, then I'll start holding and securing the position in. Just always trying to plan ahead for the next move. So this trend line could also play a good spot for this market to come back down and try it. This would be a good place for it to come down and try getting into there and then potentially bounce back up. So we'll see there. What's the dollar yen doing? Wow, still grinding through there. Trying to make a break to the upside. It's pretty stuck though. 6 pip range still. Wow. That's tight. And a little bit unusual for the dollar yen to be in such a small range at this time of day. That's pretty crazy. Huh. I would think you might see a bigger leg come out of this at some point during this session. It hasn't had a leg yet, and even through the London session. All through the London session, it never really had a run. All through the New York so far, it hasn't had a run. So it might get a run coming up here in a few minutes. We'll see. Okay, we're into the new hour. So I'm going to draw another trend line in here. So we've got an X here. This is a good spot for the market to try and come back down to. Well, if it's going to go up, it might be here a while. Wow, going for another leg higher. Okay, so we had an 18 pip run up here, a 14 pip up run up here. So now will we get a smaller run up this time? Will we see maybe a 6 to 8 pip run? We're at 7, almost 8 pips right there now. We'll see if it finds this pivot or if it's going to make a higher leg. This could be a good spot for a divergence trade to the short side with the slowing momentum. I'm going to spend one of my 16 right here because I like it for a potential pivot at this time. So now I've got 15 trades up into here. this pivot to this pivot high. We're up to 8 pips now. Trying to hit a 9 pip cycle. Got 15 trades to get in here. At some point, we should get a pretty hefty bearish leg come back into the market. This is a great time for that leg to come in because we had an 18 pip leg, then a 14 pip leg, and now we're at about a 9 pip. So it's a perfect time for slowing momentum trade, divergence trade. Perfect time for that to come in. If it pops up again, I'm going to get into my second trade out of the total of 16 trades. Start trying to find the pivot in here somewhere with those 16 trades. 13,550 is where that line is. It's a pretty good spot for it to pivot around also. Okay, second one. Grabbing it right there. 2, F16, 3. 4. Okay, so I used 4 trades out of the 16 available for this layer. So still got another 12 trades I can add on up into here. But if we find that turn, then that could be the top too. If it were to rally down, if it were to just rip down and hit that trend line, somewhere in here, I probably would just take the trade off. If it went too fast, take it off for profit. But I am expecting a pretty good response from the bears. from all of this pressure. We should expect to see a pretty good response. And we're right in that zone where it should happen. So we've got all this price points coming in along the line here. So we should expect the bears to come in pretty strong right in here somewhere. So I want to be somewhat patient with this trade. If it just builds nicely in favor, I want to keep hanging on to it. I'm just getting prepared. If it were to spike down, I want to grab the profits if it's going too fast. That's all I'm saying. If it goes too fast, I want to get out of it. But if it goes on in a similar rate of speed that we ran up, then I want to keep hanging on to it. So if it's coming down here and it's still going, I want to hang on to that trade. See if we can find another little pivot and create a little head and shoulders. That would be really good. We've got a little trend line. We could see another pivot here, and then if that were to roll over, that would be a really good spot to break this little trend and come down into here. So just getting ready. And if it pops up, I'm getting ready to add my 12 trades up here. If it runs up, I'm going to get 12 more positions in under that line. And then if it ran up even more, I'd be adding 32 trades all the way up into this zone if it were to run back up more. So I'm just being ready for each play that comes next. Starting to see that head and shoulders come in. I don't know if we're going to get it here. We'll see if we get it. It's trying to break that trend line now. Kind of got it like a neckline. Right through here to get that head and shoulders trigger as we break that line. And if we can, if that can trigger, become a head and shoulders on the 1 minute chart, then coming down into this zone is a very high probability. And I'm expecting some pretty heavy duty bears to come in on this. So be patient and slow to take profits if it just keeps building in favor. If it were to shoot down, like way down in here, then I would just take profits on it quick. But if it just keeps working its way back down, I want to keep holding and securing the position in. So we just hit the break-even point right on the neckline here. Got 2 more minutes on this 5-minute bar. Let's look at the 5-minute chart for a sec. We got an apex candle right there. And then we had a body close on the apex, and now we've got this candle coming in to confirm the 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute chart. So if this body can close down here, then we've got a confirmed 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute chart, and we should see some more bears come in with some more follow through. Super strong close on the 5-minute bar. Really good 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute chart, and that bar is closing strong to the downside. And the break-even point will probably be around here somewhere, so we'll see if we get a pivot under this red line and give me the opportunity to secure the position in profits at a break-even. We'll still have to wait 5 minutes or so to see if we get that. I'm getting prepared in case it just drops and like falls out. If it does that quick, I'm getting ready to just take profits, because it could be this bottoming move that we find that comes in. If that comes in, I want to just close everything. Okay, just another bar closing in favor on the 1-minute chart. So on this chart, we could even see we could potentially have a shoulder here on the 5-minute chart, this run up with a big head, we could come around here and then do another potential shoulder over the next half an hour, 20 minutes or half an hour. That's a possibility also. It's not giving me the chance to secure my trade there. So I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer, wait some more time. What's the dollar yen doing? Kind of creating another bottom here. Gonna pull back, and we got a bottom, we got a bottom. It's a great spot for a leg up. It's a great spot for the leg up, and then we're at a pretty good spot for a leg down on the euro dollar too, implying we could see some dollar strength here in the next 5, 10, 20 minutes. Yeah, if next 10 or 20 minutes, if it would keep building up here, you'd have a good opportunity. And then the same thing on the euro dollar. If we had another 5, like 10, 20 minute shoulder here, that would be perfect for a head and shoulders in this way, to find a shoulder here. So it might take a little bit of time here. And none of that might happen too. It might just keep running up. So let's measure this shoulder. If we're going to call this a shoulder, or a couple price cycles here, the amount of time it's taken 22 minutes to round this corner. So if we're starting to build a shoulder here, we're into it 5 minutes. So we could see over the next 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, we could build another shoulder. Potentially round over. Almost at 10:30. Just check the news again. Crude oil is in 3 minutes. That could do something. They're listed as a yellow folder. But for a long time, that's always been an orange folder. So I don't know. I guess they've just been seeing that it hasn't been playing into the market as much as it used to, maybe. But crude oil inventories used to be an orange folder. So I had a very small opportunity to take profits in those few minutes, but it didn't give me the chance to follow my rules of securing the position in at a break even. So I could have just taken profits and reset everything, but this is still a good trade. It's still good to wait and see if I can get my 5-minute chart around, roll it over, and then secure it into profit. 2 minutes to crude oil inventories. It could even make like a faster shoulder as well. If it's really bearish, it doesn't need to take 20 minutes to make that shoulder. It could take it in 10 minutes even. So this news, if it's positive on the dollar, it could be the catalyst for a bit of a leg down. Minute 30. Wow, that dollar yen is just dragging. One minute to crude oil. All right, we got 10 seconds of the news. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what we get. Previous was negative 8.3 million. Forecast is negative 3.9. It is green with negative 6.1. So numbers are not wild at all. They're just kind of right to be expected, but still positive on the dollar. Potential to create a shoulder here. So we had like a mini head and shoulders here, and we're currently building trying to grab that thing. Could be building a shoulder right now. So it's actually a really good setup. A mini head and shoulders on that head with a head and shoulders building right now in the 5-minute. This could be a really good setup. getting close to that break-even point again on the whole position. Okay, just hitting that break-even point. And you're still in your trade too on the dollar yen. Wow, that's crazy how stuck that thing is. I can't believe that the dollar yen is staying in this 6 pip range. It's gonna have another shot at breaking up. It's actually looking pretty good. Kind of rounding over. Just bumping back into the break-even point again on this trade. If we can break that line, that could create the shoulder over here for this bigger move. Let's see what it looks like on the 5-minute chart. Holy cow, I've got so many lines on the go. I can hardly see what's going on. Let's just get rid of everything. Can't see. All right, so the 5-minute chart is building a really nice head and shoulders right now. This is a beauty setup, the type of trade that you want to hang on to. It's a good time of day for volatility, good shape. Everything about it behind all this bearish pressure, this is a really good shape to have another run down to here, or even try and make a new low potentially, but anywhere down here is a high probability with this trade pattern right now. So I just want to be patient, just let it play out and see if I can get these candles to find me a pivot where I can secure the trade at a break even or better, and then trail it down as the candles develop. But all in all, looking really good. Back into profits again. Got a minute and change left on that 5-minute candle. 1 minute. 1 minute left on that 5-minute candle. Shaping up perfectly right now. Really nice. Shaping up really good. Super good. That's awesome. So I just want to be patient to let this thing play out. So we got a 5-minute bar candle, super strong candle close with a really good shape. Really good chart pattern. So hopefully I'll find that on the next candle, I'll have a pivot point to secure the position in. Might find a pivot somewhere in here. What's the dollar yen doing? Is it making its move up? Sure taking its time to do anything. Kind of got a wedge going on here. But it's really not a clear indication of anything. Other than it seems you're still making some pivot lower, or higher pivot lows coming in. Here, 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 higher, higher. Ever so slightly. Okay, so this trade is still in profits as it makes its move back up here. It's right at a little resistance point right in here. So still just in profits here. Just in profits still. I don't want it to go much higher than that. Oh man. Heading back into negative territory at that point. That candle is not good for this pattern on the 5-minute chart. Darn. Kind of regretting not taking that on that price cycle down. But it was shaping up to be so good. And the pattern is now falling apart. All right, starting to make a turn back down on the 1 minute chart. Oh, much better push coming back. And a strong 1 minute candle close. It's shaping right back up, pulling right back up into good shape now. It's not quite the same head and shoulders that we had, but it's definitely still rounding over now. So I'm not going to let that turn into a loser again. So I'm going to secure that trade just below that shoulder point or that pivot point. And if it pivots back up at that point, the trade is expiring. It's not any good. So I'm going to secure it in a little bit of profit in here somewhere. Let's just see the 5 minute chart here for a second. Dang. I was considering taking that dip. It's a difficult spot for me to lock it in. Man, that good bearish close on that last 5 minute candle too. I think I should see if this candle will let me get it to close under that one before. I think I just got to be a bit more patient. That gray area is just, it's a difficult spot to be in. I'm going to take off a good chunk of this. $5, $7, $9, $12 in losses. About $13 in losses. 1, 3. 5. $8, 11, 12, 13. I'm back into profits now. Okay. Just because it's a gray zone. I mean, this could pop down and then start really trending down. But if it's the pattern that was there for the head and shoulders is not doing so well now. So I gotta just lock in some profits. So now with this position, I can go over this pivot, secure there. All right. Kind of a difficult, tricky spot. Giving me a bit of a hard decision point. Like if I'm following my rules perfectly, I secure it behind the 5-minute bar. So that one was not really in profits on that bar. So I would be waiting for this bar to close. And then I could secure it behind that one in just a minute. Looks like it's going to give it to me now. Like I should have just held on to secure it behind this bar. Right there. Okay, there's the 5-minute bar that I should be securing it behind. Because that one is profit. Hard area though, difficult area to hang on to that when the shape was falling apart. So kind of messes with my mind, but I'm still locking in, securing, and mitigating the risk. So overall, it's still okay. Still good. Yen is in consolidation and no clear direction, so I'm adjusting stop loss to break even. Yeah, that's cool, man. I was adjusting too. Getting late and volatility is running low. Got to get ready for my other job. Don't want to risk stepping away without an eye on it. Yeah, man, that's a good call. Yeah, good adjustment, good call. I was also making an adjustment at the exact same time. Kind of feeling like I might have just pulled the trigger on that adjustment a tiny bit too soon. But it did not respond with the energy I was thinking. Like it should have, that market should have come in here with that leg down. If that head and shoulders was going to come through, it should have came in here. Not another 10, 15 minutes later. see what that all looks like in trade history. Yeah, that was pretty good. If this thing pops up, I'm not going to be upset at all. Here we go. So the dollar yen's about to do something. Oh yeah, there you go. Nice. Yep, breaking out of that wedge. That dollar strength coming in. Feel like the euro dollar should be going down now, but it's not. Very interesting. I'm not upset with what I did there, especially with this leg back up right now. I took the profits on the push down and closed a good chunk of it. Man, that's wild. I can't believe that pattern didn't follow through with all that downward pressure. Huh, well, there you go. Just closed out for profits. And it was a pretty good read to get out of that pattern that was kind of falling apart. So, good way to finish off. It was a good session, good profits made, good trading, good rule following. It was just good all around. And that, nice, man, that dollar yen is, it's about time. That thing needed to have a leg. Hopefully you can ride that thing for a while, or however long you need to, but you should be able to get a good amount of, a good ride on that one. Take profit number 2 got hit. Yeah, man. Good stuff. Good trade. Both had good sessions today. All right. Well, started at 385 today. So I made over 1% today. That's because it wasn't all in this session. It was a good chunk of it was through the trades from the running last night. So kind of cheating with that 1%. It's not during the session, but all through last night. So all in all, awesome trading. I'm going to watch that dollar yen. I want to see how much you can get out of that thing. Okay, on the 15-minute chart, we're broken all those highs, but you've got that high to contend with and this one to contend with. That thing could find a pivot there and roll over and come down, or it just actually breaks and keeps going up. It's riding that trend line right now and bouncing off of it, so there's a good chance this thing could just keep grinding up for the rest of the day. Because it didn't have a leg all day. It never had a run. Never had a run all day yet, so now it's about time for it to have a run. Very weird price action on the dollar yen. All right, well, that was a 3-hour live. Solid trading, David. Always good to have you. Really enjoy getting to trade with you. And for anyone else that wants to come in and join us, please don't hesitate. Just join on in. We don't bite. So yeah, if that was valuable to you, like and subscribe. It's good for the algorithms for you and for me. And have a good rest of your day, and catch you tomorrow.